There we go. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to share my screen really fast. You're here at the Sequential Artists Workshop, and it's the Graphic Medicine Summit. And we're really honored, pleased, excited, all sorts of things to share with you stories from Iran that have been developed by young people there under the tutelage of one of our co-hosts, who I think will speak in a moment. And I'll show you a couple slides first. Let's see. Sorry about the delay. Just have to get to the right. Okay, I'm going to give you the sort of like boring slides first. Here we are, Graphic Medicine Summit. This will allow me to have a cup of coffee. Comics reading Young in Iran. Before we get into that, I'll go through a few more slides. You're at the Graphic Medicine Summit. We mentioned that this was yesterday's events. Those are over, but you have quite a few to choose from today. In 2 hours, the significance of evidence, which is a panel about evidence in medicine and also in comic storytelling in medicine, a workshop at 1 p.m., another reading at 3 p.m. I'll be hosting the 5 p.m., this is all Eastern times, panel on the craft and aesthetics of graphic medicine. And then the Graphic Medicine Awards at 9 p.m., those are all Eastern. The Sunday, I'll let you take a quick look at that, or you can find it online at the links I'll put in the chat, but you can find out what's happening Sunday as well. Don't forget, if you're interested in learning comics like really in depth, we have an online year-long program that starts September around Labor Day, and you can go to sawcomics.org and find out more about that. Also, we have a working group, which is an ongoing 24/7 subscription where people get together and make graphic medicine, graphic memoir, and there's a variety of resources and calls and publishing options and things like that. And you can find out more at sawcomics.org. Thanks for donating, if anybody donated or if everybody donated. It helps us keep this place running, which is, we really try and make this place good for people who need to make comics, and it's really important to them, and the donations help, so thank you. Look at that, thank you. Okay, on to Young in Iran. For those of you who don't like really fast scrolling on your screen, I'm going to ask you to look away, but I want to tell you that we've been developing with these wonderful people in Iran a 250-page collection of memoirs about their life in Iran. And this is just, well, this is all of it, but it would take me about 2 more minutes to scroll through the whole thing, and I don't want to do that and make your eyes go crazy. But we've chosen 6 of them to give readings from this book today, and this will come out in well, we're launching it on Kickstarter in September, possibly October. It'll probably be published in the winter, December, January, or something like that. And if you want to get on the mailing list to find out about it, I'll put that little form in the chat, and I'll put this page in the chat as well. But anyway, all right, real fast scroll here. All right, there we go. I'm going to go back I'm going to stop screen sharing, and then I'll start screen sharing again. Morgan, who is my co-host, do you want to say anything about the project or about the presentation, or should we just dive into it?
Hello. Can you hear me?
You're really quiet, but I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, I hope this helps.
Oh, it's better, yeah.
Thank you, Tom, for the introduction. There's really not much I can add. It's just been a real honor working with you and working with Sequential Artists Workshop. We are all very thankful for the opportunity, for helping us get our stories out there. And I say good luck to everyone who's presenting today. And thank you again for everything.
So a word of note to our non-readers. I think we've chosen to be anonymous with all of these readings, so you're not going to hear people's real names. And that means also I don't know who's reading. So, so when the first slide comes up, I'm going to say, who's reading this one? And then when the next story comes up, I'm going to say, who's reading this one? And
I
so,
can help with that
okay,
if you want.
okay,
Yeah.
good. So we'll just dive in. And I, however, am going to be clicking through the slides. Okay, I guess we're ready to go. I just want to make sure everyone's got the power really fast to unmute, or Morgan, I'll make you co-host, which will give you the power to unmute people, but I think they've got that option. Okay, so I'll share my screen. We'll go to the presentation, and we will go to when I do full screen, it doesn't work as well. Slideshow, there we go. All right. That's our working cover. So the first story is Left Behind, and I don't know who's reading it. So Morgan, I'll leave that to you.
Yes. Maddie, would you be so kind?
Yes. Hello, everybody. This is a comic I worked with an amazing artist to create, named Left Behind.
Okay.
Mm.
I'll go forward, and if the pace is too slow or too fast, you just tell me, okay?
Thank you, Tom.
Oops, here we go. Oops, wait. There we go.
Okay. 2015. A yellow eraser, cute. I love yellow. Me too. Excuse me, I'd like that eraser. Here, it's for you, something to remember me by. Remember her by? Thanks. Bye-bye. Lucky her. Why? Because she's immigrating to Germany in 2 months. Didn't you know? I didn't. That was the first time a friend left me for a better country. Later that day, I was on the phone with another friend of mine. I thought I had finally made a friend in a school, and now she's immigrating. I'll try to immigrate from this messed up place too, as soon as I can. Why? What's so good about leaving? It's obvious, isn't it? It's what everyone wants. Better schools, better economy, freedom. Don't you want to visit Europe? It was my dream to travel the world. But just to travel and then come back to my books, my room, dinner's ready, and my mom. I'm gonna be so lonely. My mom cried a lot when I moved to another city for university. I couldn't bear her tears. I'll come visit all the time. A year later, my older sister also moved to Tehran, where I attended university. Look, sis, that boy over there is super hot. Yeah, I know him. He's moving to live in Australia in 6 months. I also want to try to immigrate. Yeah, I bet you do. She was always one of those people who copied what everyone else was doing. 2019. I still didn't quite understand why was everyone so eager to leave. Did I feel worse about this place? Making friends has always been hard for me. And when I did make friends, I decided to try for a scholarship and leave Iran after graduation. Sarah was one of my closest friends at university. Hey, why are you upset? I feel like everyone is leaving and I have been left behind. How about applying for the scholarship with me? It's too big of a decision. Considering the political conditions, we wouldn't know if we could ever come back. I'm still not sure what should I do with my life and I'm really scared. I envied their determination. I understand. I envied that they knew what they wanted and I didn't. Sarah sent me the forms for the scholarship to take a look at. But I was too afraid to even open it. I just sat down and cried a lot. My dream of visiting as many countries as I could in my lifetime seemed more impossible every day. As the country's economic situation worsened, even a single trip seemed challenging and difficult. Iran seemed more like a prison with high walls every day. Immigrating and seeing even one more country was closer to my dream than staying in a prison forever. I was faced with the issue of having to choose between my home, my mother tongue, and my friends and family, or my dreams. Terrified of this terrible dilemma, I kept avoiding the decision. I thought Mona would understand. She loves Iran so much that she would never leave it. It makes me extremely angry that others act as if immigrating is the most normal and the easiest decision possible, as if it's not even a question, but the only right thing to do with your life. I get what you mean. Anyway, sorry for complaining so much. What's new with you? I'm looking for a topic to write an essay that can help me get a scholarship to study abroad. I thought you loved Iran. I really love our traditions, but there's no future here. Getting a PhD in Iran is useless. They don't value our academic degrees here. This is how it feels to be born in a prison, where everyone is trying to escape. You coming? In 2022, Shayan returned from his one-year studies in Japan. Shayan was a year younger than me and called me his older sister. We weren't blood related, but we did love each other like real siblings. He was family. Sis, you may get arrested for hugging a boy in public. I don't care. I missed you so much. Me too. I'm gonna leave again in a year, and this time I'll be gone for good. You know, almost everyone I've ever loved is all over the world, or will be soon. I think missing people will be the only emotion my heart will feel in the future. I'm really worried about you. You should try to immigrate too. This country isn't safe. We don't know when there will be a war. I'm afraid I can't survive in a foreign country. I can't even find a job here. Of course you can. Promise me you'll consider this. I promise. To follow another dream of mine, writing and creating, I participated in a comic course. I like your hairpin. Thanks. My classmates were really nice people. After the last session, a few of my classmates and I went out to get lunch. It's such a shame our teachers are immigrating. I'm gonna miss them. Yeah, me too. I love them so much. I'm saving up to immigrate as well. Me too. I'm leaving for Italy in a couple of weeks. So I won't be able to meet you again? I'm afraid not. Here, something to remember me by. Oh, your hairpin, thank you. So, Fatima, what are your plans? I'm usually not one to plan far into the future. For now, I want to start working on a memoir. The end.
All right, I'll stop sharing so we can get to the next slide. Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. There will be time to discuss these a little bit at the end, so I hope people will keep the chat alive if you're finding anything interesting and you want to chat with the authors. And we'll also have a moment, like I said, at the end to discuss things. I also want to take just a moment to put information about our next event in the chat, which is happening in less than 2 hours. Thank you, Maddie. That was really, really intense and wonderful. Okay, going to go back to sharing my screen. And we will move on to lights out. And Morgan, I'll let you, or anybody, whoever the anonymous author is of Lights Out, I'll let you come on and speak. And when you're ready, you can just start.
Thank you, Tom. I'm having trouble finding the next reader.
In the grid?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They're anonymous even to me. Would you mind raising your hand? Can you raise your hand, next reader?
I can also stop sharing. That'll give you a little bit of room.
I think someone.
Or in the chat. Can I say it in the chat? Oh. And Lee Eisenberg says, I think about the line about being born in a prison, how many people that applies to too. Yeah, that was a line I wrote down in that. There were a lot of lines I wrote down in that story. And the one about missing people being the only emotion I'm going to feel in the future. That's really intense. It's serene. I can unmute. Serene, you should be able to just unmute and speak. That should be enough. You can just say hello when you're ready. It's funny that one host control, it doesn't let us.
It should allow you.
Okay, can you hear me?
There we go.
Great. Okay. Yeah. And let me come up to Lights Out. There we go.
Okay. Thank you everyone for being here. So this is my memoir, Lights Out.
We want to read this part?
No.
Okay.
It happens to me a lot. I'm quite used to it. I just want to watch a tutorial, but there's always one extra step at least. Sometimes it takes more than that. Sometimes my internet speed is so slow that I have to switch between configs and VPNs. Almost everything is censored here. A part of my day is spent on trying to get around internet restrictions. This country takes away a lot from you the moment you are born. Using a VPN is my only way of accessing global internet. My only way out. I was raised on the internet. I'm one of those quiet, introverted people who could express themselves more online. Thanks to the internet, I could go to places I'd never been able to before. It introduced me to so much new art and culture. And life could be different from what was dictated to me. It taught me that I had a voice, that I existed. There were people like me out there. I was part of the world. So it's not surprising when I suddenly couldn't connect to the internet. I almost had a panic attack. First, in 2019, the internet was cut off for about a week due to a series of protests in Iran. The next time was in 2022, which was wider and longer. Within a day, the entire internet was completely cut off. No proxy or VPN worked. The door was closing. They say that if you don't communicate with others, how can you be sure that you exist? It wasn't just a loss of access. It felt like it had vanished from the world map. Entirely. I experienced a big shift in my beliefs during that time. It became clear to me that I was not truly part of a global community. I had assumed that because I was exposed to the same content as other children, I was similar to them. I thought I only had some limitations. I couldn't be more wrong. Our issues were fundamentally different. I wasn't free. It was an illusion from the start. I kept texting my friends, asking how they are doing and how their connection is. Still no internet. I'm suffocating. They can't do this to us. They can't. I could no longer talk with my friends who had immigrated. I couldn't imagine what their parents went through. This was difficult for me, but it paled in comparison to the impact it had on others. How am I supposed to call my daughter now? The country faced a considerable financial loss, estimated at over $1.5 billion per hour. Numerous businesses suffered huge losses, resulting in many people having hardship in livelihood. I once passed by a very young man down the street. I still remember his dialect word by word. No, my goods haven't sold. I still have payments to make. You can't imagine what it's like to owe people money and have them constantly breathing down your neck. You don't know what it feels like to go without food for 2 days and work your tail off. After a few days, access was restored to the government departments. Home internet was yet to be re-established. At least banks are working. Still, VPNs and proxies didn't work. Damn it, I didn't pay for this. Eventually, the internet was reconnected, but as intranet. Now, even parents must use a VPN. Can you fix it? Many underage children install a VPN on their smartphones that expose them to inappropriate content. These had been restricted for years. After the cutout, we couldn't reach these ones too. Even this app was blocked. 2 years have passed since then. We can access the global internet, but it's a real struggle with how slow it is. We've gotten used to it, even though this gap caused me to look inward more than outward, to see and care more about my homeland and its people. I realized that even if I couldn't break through these barriers, there was things I still possessed. My thoughts and my art. I was free to search for truth, even if they were desperately trying to hide it. I still hope to leave this place one day. Well, until then,
Wow. Another really intense one. Um, Thank you. Thank you, Serene. And again, please engage in the chat as we finish story after story. And yeah, keep that chat going, and we'll have time to talk a little bit more at the end. Again, I'm going to put the info about the next event in a bit in the chat. So our next one is called Divorce Cake. Morgan, do you know, or whoever is speaking, are you?
Yes. Nemo, can you unmute, please?
And again, thank you for keeping the chat going.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. So give me a second to figure out Google Slides. There we go. And we'll go to Divorce Cake. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Nemo, thank you. Do you want to read this?
When I was around 9, divorce was a big taboo in Iran, and it still kind of is. I think my mother was one of the first people to throw a divorce party in Iran. And probably no one would have attended if they knew what the party was really about. It was the biggest party I had ever seen at my aunt's house. Even my preschool teachers were invited. I can understand why someone would be happy when they get a fresh start. But to me, This was a celebration of a broken home I was growing up in. My mother told the guests that the party was for Imam Ali's birthday, which is a religious celebration. Everyone was clueless. Until the cake arrived. What were you feeling at the party? My aunt used to ask. I don't know. Well, that answer wasn't entirely true, but I suppose I was too young to understand my own feelings. Or more precisely, the lack of them. But you and your sister were having fun at the party, my mother once said. Yeah, wasn't I supposed to look like I was having fun? Did I miscalculate? Was I allowed to feel sad? You're supposed to be happy at parties. Right? When you feel nothing for most of your life, you learn to pretend. Because if you don't pretend, people start asking questions. How could I explain nothing to them? As a child, I really didn't feel anything about it. Even though I knew at the core something was wrong. It was still a party, and you're supposed to be happy at parties. It's kind of funny how I can't remember myself from back then. I remember my mother's clothes, my sister's, but I don't remember a single thing about myself. Looking back at it now, after all these years, I find myself confused. A broken home was celebrated. People were lied to, and the only things left were heavy hearts. and 2 statues. And I believe that's the end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nemo. Stop the share. There we go. Wow. Whew. Okay. Every minute or two after a reading, I need to take a big breath. I'm going to put a couple URLs in the chat along with here we go. Sorry about that. I'm going to put a URL in the chat if you are interested in finding out more about the book, because it's we'll be announcing it in September and stuff like that. But there it is in the chat, and I'll post that again. So our next one, Morgan, is
Enigma.
Where is Home?
Hi.
Hi,
Great. Who's reading this one?
Enigma.
Enigma. Awesome. Okay. Well, I'll start sharing again. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll go to slideshow. Can everybody see that? Okay.
Can you see the slides, Enigma?
Thank you. Yeah. The feeling of saying goodbye to my mom.
I think we have lost connection with Enigma.
Is she gone? Would you like to read it, Morgan, or what would you recommend?
Maybe we can give it a minute and see if they can come back online. And if not, you or me, we can read it, Tom.
I can skip to the next story too. For now, should I do that?
Well, let me see if Ray is ready.
Okay.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Okay. We'll start with slide 2 then. Give me a second.
There we go. Can you unmute?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank you. It's like leaving a piece of myself behind. Everyone says the hardest moment of immigration is when you say goodbye to your family at the airport and leave your homeland. For me, it's a bit different. Even though I haven't immigrated yet, every summer when I return from my trip to Istanbul after seeing my mom, I experience that same feeling. Maybe for others, Iran is home, but for me, I don't know. It feels like a place where I don't belong. It makes me wonder, where is home really? When I come back, the strongest feeling I have is loneliness and longing. Sometimes I feel like a prisoner, like there's a weight pressing down on me that won't let go. Other times I feel a deep resentment for this place and everything about it. I've lost my sense of belonging in friendships. I just want to do whatever it takes to escape this unwanted situation. It's as if everything around me, even the people, is covered in a gray haze. And yet, being around people who push away that gray haze awakens something deep in my heart, something not too far from a sense of belonging. But then, realizing that they, too, want to live just like everyone else, shakes the last fragile roots of my emotions. Who knows? Maybe by this time next year, I'll be somewhere else, somewhere I can finally call home. The end. Thank you.
Thank you. These are all really intense.
How are you holding up, Tom?
I'm fine. Thank you. Again, definitely keep things alive in the chat. I'm gonna put one more link in there.
I'm trying to find Ray. Ray, can you please raise your Zoom hand so I can find you?
I can try and find them in the chat too, or in the you can also go to participants. There we go. And it's alphabetical.
Oh yeah.
All right. Hi, Ray. I'll go to back to the presentation.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
Should I use it now?
Yeah.
The hat and the legal.
Oh, there we go. I'll skip.
In all schools and universities, one must follow this digital dress code that makes everyone look the same. And I really don't like that. They made us wish we could choose the clothes we actually want to wear. Why can't we be free like the rest of the world? This is no new subject. It is what it is. We have to follow the order, otherwise we will be punished in most horrible ways. Yes, our little piece of hair makes them so scared. Okay, can we please stop talking about the hijab policies? It's making me afraid. She's right. Is this issue considered a political subject? It's so cold here. Let's back to class. I'll join you in a few minutes. I can keep my head warm with Mr. Hayvan in this cold weather. Who's Mr. Hayvan? My stylish hat, duh. Oh, you silly. I thought you've been dating some guy. You know, Parasat might have scolded you. Why? My hijab is fine. I'm wearing regular magna. Besides, it is not out of mind if you wear a hat in a cold weather, is it? You know, they will scold at who looks different. Oh, so they are jealous of me and Mr. Kayvon because we look pretty. Okay, we'll leave you with Mr. Kayvon. I'm freezing. God bless you and Mr. Kayvon. Okay, I'll join you after a cup of tea. Hey, Miss. Shift. What should I do? Should I ignore them? What are they gonna do to me? That's it. And not to pick a fight with them. And just wait. Otherwise, it's going to be worse than it was last time. Are you deaf? Here. Don't start a fight. Try to be respectful. Don't be afraid. Mom, I need help. I hate those idiots. By what right do they have to force us to wear something we don't like? Who do they think they are? Bunch of insults. Yes. What's with that outfit? I don't think my hijab has any problem, miss. I just wore a hat in order to keep my head warm from freezing weather. Don't you know there is a policy that everyone must look the same with Magna? I didn't know that wearing a hat was forbidden. What should I do about the cold weather then? There are some hijab shops where you can buy a hijab headwear to cover your head. Use that instead of hat. Stupid hag, hijab headwear is not a good substitute for a hat. It cannot cover the entire head like a hat does. Hand over your ID card. What? Come on. If I give them my ID card, they won't give it back without causing trouble for me. I don't have my ID card with me right now. What kind of a student are you? Everyone must have their ID card with them. Give me your hat instead. Of course, they are not going to give it back to me. I'm sorry, I can't give you my hat. Give your hat to me. I can't, it's a gift. That's not an acceptable excuse. Hurry up and hand over your hat. Came too close. Okay, I won't ever wear my hat again. Please let me go. You can't take it from me if you see me with it next time. I wear a light purple hoodie, so you can spot me anywhere I go. Please let me go please let me go this time. I'm late for my class. What took you so long, Ray? Harasat was jealous of me and Mr. Pavon. I felt so humiliated. They were treating me like they owned me. I couldn't stop thinking about why. Like, why should it be that way? This lack of freedom is taking away my breath, and I can't say anything because I have no right to complain. But they have the right to force me to wear what they want. After that day, I never wore Mr. Pavon and my purple hoodie in the campus ever again. Oh, and
Next is unholy. Wow. Another really great one. Thank you so much. And thank you for the humor in that too. Really wonderful. I'm going to put our message in the chat again about how to find out more information about what's happening in an hour. And I just want to double check. I think we have one more, or maybe we have two more.
There's one more.
One more. Okay. And that's on Holy. So we'll start that when we're ready.
Parin, can you try and unmute?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Great. All right. Give us a second. And again, keep that chat going. Thanks, everybody. Give me a second to put this on slideshow.
Unholy.
Great.
When I was 14, back then when I was still very religious and had my first period, everything was going normally until the days of my period increased in number much more than usual, almost 13 days long. Past day 7, 8, only spotting. There is nothing wrong with you. You just have a slight vitamin deficiency, which can be easily fixed. But my health wasn't what I was really concerned about. I was entirely worried about some other things. When you reach the 10th day of your period, you have to pray despite still being on your period. In a way that the morning prayer requires a ritual bath, and for each subsequent prayer on that day, you have to perform ablution after making sure that you are not bleeding at the moment, and make your prayer quickly to make sure you don't have any spotting during the prayer. Always and everywhere I had this broken cycle with me. Throughout my entire academic years, I had to check myself before the prayer so I could pray. Or even when I was on a trip. This was the most challenging part, because sometimes I couldn't find a private spot. But even then, I still had to do it somehow. And this process was truly frustrating. But I couldn't get rid of it overnight. It had been with me for years. So I gave myself time. And when I was ready, I let it go. I stopped checking myself. And I stopped worrying about a lot of other things too. That's it. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Wow. All right, I'll stop sharing. Okay. That's all of our stories. Morgan, first of all, I'd love anybody in the audience who'd like to ask a question, please raise your Zoom hand or reach out in the chat, and we'll let you ask questions. You can ask questions of the individual artists, and maybe they'll answer, or you can ask questions of Morgan. Morgan, do you have a moment? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. I'm actually going to remove the spotlight, so I'm not the only one on the big screen. And I'm going to go to the grid view, even though, oh, there's the little unicorn. That's how I find Morgan. I'd like to contextualize this a little bit. And there was a hint in the first story that all of these stories came about in a comics class that you teach. Is that correct?
Yes, we are all part of a little group. We call ourselves the Tehran School of Comic. It's something that we use among ourselves, but someday maybe we can make it bigger. And actually, thanks to you, some of the stories from that group is reaching people outside right now, which is amazing.
What was the name of that group? What School of Comics?
Tehran School of Comics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anyway, so there was, it seems like that class or school or community or however you want to call it is a real source of inspiration and community for some people. Does that feel right?
I hope it is. I hope it's like that. Um, well, there's two of us teaching the class. There's me and there's my partner. Um, most of what we try to do is try to help all of these talented young people with many things to share, to just help them find a way to express themselves and keep their individuality and originality at the same time. Which so far I think we have been successful, and they have created amazing comics. They have created amazing works, which I am personally very proud of. Uh, I know most of them are here among the participants right now, and I hope they know how proud we both are.
Well,
We have
we're
a question in the chat, I think.
go
Keep
ahead.
comics community secret on the down low. I don't know what the answer to that question is. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on how it goes here in Iran, which is not very predictable.
Um, do we want to talk about some of what you guys just experienced last month? Is that relevant to this discussion?
Uh, I think that's another anthology to work on.
There's, if it's not obvious, the connection with graphic medicine and this collection is so much about mental health. There's so many stories about, well, obviously there's so many stories just about deep feelings, which is pretty great, but there's a lot of darkness in the lack of community. We saw so many stories. I think there were 3 just today of people disappearing from one's lives, you know, and it's not something I thought about that much, and it's just how much that can affect somebody if everybody's leaving. So that's a significant part of the book, and
It is. And the thing is, well, when we asked our community to share their stories, we didn't really specify what stories to share. Um, this is just um, this is just how much people are struggling with this fact. And it's not just about these 3 stories that we shared here today. There are more in the upcoming anthology. And in many ways, people are all feeling a sense of, I don't know if we can call it abandonment, but I think feeling left behind, as Maddie put it in her story, is a great way to approach it.
For a little bit of context, can you talk about I think I'm remembering the phrase right, the woman life power movement, and when that was, and
The Woman Life Freedom movement.
freedom. Thank you.
Uh, I don't know if I'm sure you have noticed. One thing the only thing I asked everyone who were participating in this anthology was just please make sure it won't put you in any sort of trouble. And a lot of them wanted to talk about their experiences during those months. It affected all of us, and it's still with us. It's still going on, honestly, in the streets, wherever we go. Uh, but it's scary to talk about it, knowing something bad might happen.
Mhm.
Even for me right now, going back, thinking about uh, what we all went through, what they all went through. Myself, I lost a student during the movement, which really, really weighs heavy on my heart still. I miss her terribly, and we all have stories to share, and I just hope someday we can all talk about this without being scared for our safety.
Yeah, right, right. Well, more intensity. I'm trying to not bring it back to us here in America, but I sort of have to, just by saying these are stories we don't see. Your lives are stories we don't get to hear about. And so for us here, I'm really grateful that you told your story, that you got this group of people to tell their stories, and I'm very, 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 very appreciative of you collecting them and letting us print them. And because it's a world we don't really see, and I think in our mission is always save the world, and so we need to sort of understand what that means and who we all are, and this is such a great a great a great gift to that serves that purpose. So I really just appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. And I just want to add um, how much it means to us that you offered to do this. A lot of us here in Iran, we see call for submissions. We see people wanting to share stories from marginalized groups. But when it comes to the word marginalized, there are different understandings of it, if that's the right way to put it. A few months ago, I saw this call for marginalized group that required a visa to England to pitch your story, which marginalized people cannot actually do.
Right.
So it means so much to us that Sequential Artists Workshop is actually doing this. This is the first time something like this has been happening. This is the first time an anthology of a group of young, mostly female, Gen Z Iranians are being shared. And we are just so thankful to you and to everyone who helped with this anthology.
Yeah, it's really, really an honor. Well, we could leave it at that if there aren't any other questions. Yeah, Morgan, I really appreciate it. Also, I have no idea what time it is there, so it might be late and maybe everybody needs to
No,
go.
don't worry. It's 5:30. It's fine.
Okay. There's so many great stories. The collection that we're working on, the book's finished. We just need to make sure it's well packaged and that everybody knows about it and that we can get it out. But there's 30, if I remember right, there's 32 stories in it. There are a couple other funny ones, just so you know, but there's a lot of intense stories also. We do have a question. David Lewis, would you like to ask? I think that's a question. You should be able to unmute. Or maybe that raised hand is not a question. It's hard to know it. Oh, you cannot unmute. Give me a second.
Now I can. Hello. I'm sorry to crash this party late. I meant to be here much earlier, but family responsibilities caught up with me. I did have one question. I don't know if this was already addressed, and so I hope if I'm repeating myself, I do apologize. I was just wondering how Persepolis is viewed by the Iranian community, if it's been a point of inspiration, if it's been a point of consternation, if you feel represented by it, if you feel sidelined by it. I just wanted to throw that out there for feedback, please. But otherwise, thank you. I'm going to watch the recording once it is available.
Thank you so much for your question. About Persepolis, well, Marjane Satrapi is definitely an inspiration for all of us here in Iran who are working on comics, especially since comic memoirs are pretty much unknown among Iranians in general. But as a source of inspiration for this anthology, I don't think it was. But what we were aiming for, one of the things we were aiming for was, since everybody outside of Iran is familiar with the story, has probably read it or seen the animation, we just wanted to show 20 years after Persepolis how everything has changed and has not changed at the same time. It's, some people say it's worse, some people say it's better, some people say it's the same, but we just wanted to show 20 years after Persepolis, how's everything going for the next generation?
I think that's an important question. Thanks for asking that. And I've only had very casual conversations with Morgan about that. But yeah, I mean, it is very clearly in conversation with that book. It owes something to it, but also like Morgan was saying, it's an update, right? It's like here's how things have changed and not changed, and it's important for that reason. Thanks for asking that, because I should have done my hostly duties and asked that question myself. We have a question from Axis, and you should be able to unmute, but if not, that might be something I did. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, you can now. Sorry, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. I was wondering, what can we do to support this group? Is there anything, like, do you need donations? Do you need volunteers? What can we do to help you folks out?
Thank you, Access. About donations, I don't think there's much you can do because of the sanctions. And of course, because of the current situation, especially in the States as well, I don't want to put anyone in danger by asking anyone to even try to transfer anything to Iran. But I think I would say, if you want to support us in any way, please support Sequential Artists Workshop and support the Kickstarter when it comes up. And mainly, again, just support Sequential Artists Workshop. There are amazing people in there. They're trying so hard to help anyone they can. And again, we've been so grateful, but we wish to have more anthologies like this in the future.
Yeah, we're definitely doing another. But again, this one isn't out and isn't even announced. This is kind of our announcement party, actually. So I've put the form where you can learn about it when we go live, and I think we'll be going live with Kickstarter's help. Actually, they're going to feature it, as I understand it, in September. So it's still a few months before we even sort of announce it and offer pre-orders, but hopefully that'll be in September, and that's definitely a way to help. And keep, you know what, I would also say keep alert to what's going on everywhere in the world if you can. Don't be like Ted Cruz, you know. And you know, I'll leave it for you guys to I won't keep going about Ted Cruz. So again, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to these stories, looking at these stories, sharing them. Hopefully, if we do our job right, you'll definitely hear about the book when it's ready to come out. And I just want to thank all the artists, and I know there's quite a few others, I think, here in the audience as well. I want to thank you all for being here and being a part of comics community in general, the comics medium. Thanks for showing us new ways to make work, new ways to connect with each other, new ways to be honest, really, is really an important thing. So I want to say thank you. Morgan, any last thoughts? I know you've actually said a number of wonderful things. I don't need to.
No, I just thank you again for everything and for this event. Thank you for having us here, and thank you everyone who participated for listening. It meant so much to all of us.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen one last moment to just tell you that in about 45 minutes, the significance of evidence is our panel talk hosted by Michael Green, and if you don't have, if you're not already signed up for that, did I stop sharing? Was I even sharing? Oh yeah, the window closed. That is in the direct Zoom link is in the chat. Also, last minute sign up so you can get all the Zoom links is in the chat. And I'm just going to do something we always do, which is just ask everybody to unmute and give our readers a round of applause, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much.
That was impressive.
Thank you. This
Thank
is
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Fabulous.
wonderful.
you.
Really
Wonderful. I feel
powerful.
so lucky to be here and hear your
And-
voices.
Yeah, fantastic work. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good.
Keep drawing, keep writing.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.